Have you ever felt like you're stuck in an endless fight, trapped in a cycle of words that cut deeper than any knife? Family conflicts, the kind that break hearts, make us question everything we thought we knew about love, loyalty, and forgiveness. What if one wrong word, one small choice, could tear a family apart forever? Watch to the end to uncover how deep the wounds go and how complicated healing really is. You won't believe what happens next. Families, they say, are supposed to be the ones who catch us when we fall. But sometimes, they're the ones who push us over the edge. Imagine being in a house full of love, but feeling like you're drowning in tension. Every glance feels like a silent accusation. Every conversation, a battle. The unspoken words hang thick in the air, the hurt too deep to express. It's like living in a pressure cooker where, any moment, the lid might blow off. Take Anna, for example. Her parents used to be her rock. She'd come home from school with a smile, and they'd be there, ready to listen, ready to support her no matter what. But over time, things changed. Her dad, who was once her hero, became distant, cold, unapproachable. Her mom, overwhelmed by life, seemed to retreat into herself. And Anna, stuck in the middle, couldn't figure out where things had gone so wrong. It wasn't one big fight that destroyed everything. It was the slow unraveling of trust, piece by piece. It's the small things that hurt the most. The missed birthdays, the forgotten promises, the silent dinners that used to be full of laughter. Anna kept wondering, could it be her fault? Had she said something wrong? Did she do something that made everything fall apart? But no one would talk about it, and the silence was its own form of punishment. Her brother Mark had been gone for years, living on the other side of the country. He'd always been the calm one, the peacemaker. But when Anna finally reached out to him, desperate for help, she found out that he too had been carrying his own weight of pain. His phone calls were short, his visits were rare, and when they did talk, it was as if he had his own battles to fight, fights Anna couldn't even begin to understand. Their parents had always fought in the background, but it was never this obvious. Now, their arguments spilled into the open. Their words, so sharp, pierced the walls of their home. They used to love each other so much, but now every conversation felt like a reminder of what they had lost. It wasn't just about being right anymore, it was about surviving each other. And then came the moment that changed everything. It was a Sunday afternoon, a day like any other. Anna, feeling the pressure building, said something she shouldn't have. She didn't mean to, but the words slipped out. "Why can't you just try to be happy again?" The silence that followed was suffocating. Her father's face tightened, his fists clenched. Her mom's eyes welled up, and she turned away. The damage was done. In that one moment, Anna realized that her words had not only wounded them, they had broken something inside herself too. She could see it in their faces. The years of regret, the mountains of unspoken resentment, the pain of lives lived too far apart. The words had been said, but the feelings beneath them were buried so deep, they felt impossible to dig up. The family didn't know how to heal. They didn't know where to begin. Each person carried their own grief, their own set of secrets, their own wounds. It felt like they were all drifting further away, and no one was brave enough to reach out. Anna tried, but every attempt felt like adding fuel to the fire. Each time she spoke, it was like the words just made the distance between them even wider. In moments like this, it's easy to think that it's hopeless, that nothing can ever be fixed. But that's where the real question lies. Can we truly change the course of a relationship, or are we all just too far gone to find our way back? As Anna sat alone in her room, staring at the empty walls, she realized that if things were ever going to get better, someone had to make the first move. But who? And how? The thing about family is, no matter how far you fall, there's always this hope, a tiny spark, that maybe, just maybe, things can be fixed. But Anna wasn't sure if she was strong enough to make that leap. She was scared. Scared of making things worse, scared that the hurt was too deep to heal. But what scared her even more was the thought of losing them for good. She knew that if they didn't try now, they might never get another chance. So she reached out to her mom. It wasn't easy. The conversation started like a battle, filled with tension, but slowly they both started to listen. Anna finally said what had been sitting in her heart for so long. "I miss how we used to be. I miss feeling like we're a family." Her mom, quiet at first, finally broke down. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "I miss that too, Anna. I just didn't know how to get it back." They talked for hours, saying things they hadn't said in years. And through the tears and the silence, Anna began to understand something. Her mom wasn't just angry at her, or at the world. She was hurting too. She had been holding on to so much grief, so many regrets, that it had made her pull away. Anna realized that it wasn't just her parents who needed to heal. It was her too. She had to forgive them, and more importantly, she had to forgive herself. Mark, though, was a different story. His silence cut deeper than anything. Anna reached out to him, but he always seemed so distant, like he had built walls around himself. He was still dealing with his own demons, his own battles, and he couldn't be the brother she remembered. It hurt to see him like that, but she knew that she couldn't push him. He had to come to terms with his own pain, in his own time. All she could do was wait and hope. As the days passed, the family's wounds began to heal, slowly, painfully. They started eating dinner together again. The silence wasn't gone, but it wasn't as heavy. The love, buried deep under years of hurt, began to resurface. Anna still had doubts, but she held on to the hope that things could get better. She could feel it, a shift, small but real. But just when things seemed to be falling into place, another test came. It was a letter from Mark, sent from across the country. He was coming home. Anna wasn't sure whether to feel joy or fear. What if things weren't as they seemed? What if the tension was still there, waiting to break? The fear of falling back into old patterns gnawed at her. Could they really make it work? Could the family survive after everything that had happened? When Mark arrived, it wasn't the grand reunion Anna had imagined. There was no immediate embrace, no quick fixing of the past. Instead, there was a long, awkward silence. He looked older, tired, different. But as they sat down to talk, something shifted. For the first time in years, Anna saw him vulnerable. He admitted the weight he had been carrying, loneliness, regrets, the pain of feeling abandoned by a family that was falling apart. "I thought I could handle it alone," Mark said, his voice cracking. "But I couldn't. I didn't know how to help, how to be there for you, when I didn't even know how to be there for myself." The words were hard to hear, but they were the first step toward healing. Mark was finally breaking down the walls he had built, and Anna could feel the weight of his apology in her heart. They didn't have all the answers, but they had each other. And that was enough for now. The family wasn't fixed overnight. There were still awkward silences, still moments of doubt. But Anna understood something that day, that healing isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, even when it's hard. It's about facing the messiness of life and still choosing to love. It's about taking one step at a time, even when the path is uncertain. And so their story didn't end with a perfect happy ending, but with something real. A family, scarred but still whole, learning to move forward together. It wasn't about erasing the past, but about finding the courage to move beyond it. And in that, Anna realized that maybe, just maybe, they could be whole again. And perhaps that's all any of us can ask for.